Hey guys, welcome back to part 4 of White Album 2. Just to recap last time, we officially gotten the vocalist to join our band, which is very exciting, but we lied to her for whatever reason and told her we have a pianist. So now we are in a rush to hurry up and find a pianist. We're researching that mystery pianist who used to accompany us. And it's led us to the long-haired neighbor girl. So I'm assuming it's her that's playing. I don't really think they would throw another twist in there. We'll see. They're about to tell us. I'm excited. It turns out she's...
聞かないから驚かない。
ああ、そう。
そう。
I wonder why. Why is it that we can't continue this conversation, even though it's been months since we've talked like this? I don't know why we keep referring to her, talking to her as this like super special good thing. It just seems like you're acquaintances that don't really talk much. That's fine. Maybe it's exactly because we haven't interacted at all in a very long time.
で、ベースは？
え？
ドラムは？
あれ？
ギターとボーカル以外のメンバーは？
She sees right through it. She's a smart cookie. Even though it's been months since we talked, why is our conversation drowning me in such sorrow? Come on, Chikashi, don't go around doing stupid things. Even if they're your neighbor, there are things you shouldn't tell others.
男の涙目は可愛くない。
Oh my gosh, Brian.
大丈夫だよ。大丈夫なんだよ。俺にはもう一つの秘密兵器があるんだ。
Though it feels like it just slipped through my fingers a moment ago.
へえ、それは行幸。どんな人？
どうでもいいだろう。
どうでもいいんだ。
あのな、いつもはこっちから話しかけてもシカトしまくりなくせに、人が落ち込んでる時だけわざわざ話しかけてくるなよ。
I mean, I don't feel like she really said anything that bad. She just stated the obvious.
ああ、それは悪うございましたね。
Please. I wonder if they threw that extra E in there to emphasize it.
からかうだけなら帰ってくれ。俺はもうしばらく一人でいたいんだよ。
そう。
そうなの。はい、さよなら。お疲れ様。シュッシュ。
Shoo shoo. It felt like her usual cold gaze had a freezing surge today.
さよなら。
She came in to use the piano, you guys. You're so dumb. Oh. Despite the force of the impact, the classroom door somehow retained its shape. Once that shudder ceased, the silence I desired in this classroom finally came.
小学生のガキですか、俺は。
Once again, my annoyance had increased.
久しぶりにやっちまった。
It seems I can't communicate with my neighbor properly, even though I can talk to Ogiso surprisingly well. I mean, just because you can talk to one girl doesn't mean you can talk to every girl. We ended up in the same class when I entered 3rd year. I'm ashamed to say it, but I hadn't even known she was around before then. I could never get used to her blunt attitude, and she could never stomach my nosy attitude, so we were in conflict since the very beginning. But now, when I thought our relationship was finally making progress for the better, at the very least, things ended without getting physical, only remaining gloomy. You know, it's okay. It's totally okay for people to not get along. You don't have to get along with every single person. Trying to force everybody to like you and love you is just such a waste of time and only proves to push people away. Like, let people be indifferent. She doesn't seem to hate you, but you keep pushing things. Though I'd been wishing for good relations with the few girls I know. There's also Ogiso. Now that I think of it, maybe I'm the type of person who pays a lot of attention to a girl's appearances. Don't we all, buddy?
Oh,
Did we fall asleep in class? It's obvious, but I realized I'd fallen asleep when I had awakened. Well, yeah. It seems my body and mind were exhausted from having 2 consecutive events spinning round my head. Oh man, when someone else yawns, just makes you want to yawn. Stretching out hard and trying to regain my senses, I slowly glanced over the classroom. Well, with me being alone in here, it's gotten much closer to evening than I'd expected. Looking at the time, it seems like it's just past 5. In the end, I'd also slept through my usual practice time.
帰ろう。
Are we gonna walk by the piano? Such a useless day. Insulted for no reason, going back to square one, and then getting into an argument. In the end, I never found out who the owner of the second music room is. On top of that, the piano has been silent ever since that time when the 3 of us were in harmony. What if he never returned to the second music room? The piano has been silent since that time when the 3 of us were in harmony? It's playing right now, isn't it? Dummy. Yeah, it's playing at this very moment, isn't it? You don't gotta freak out, just go find it. With how dazed I was, I'd completely ignored the melody that was playing just after I woke up. It was such a professional performance that I'd probably ignored it, thinking it was background music playing in the city.
言い訳すんな、俺
Here we go, we're running. Although I came up with a bunch of excuses, it doesn't make up for the fact that I'd made a fatal error. I hadn't noticed at all the moment I opened the door. The truth is, today was the first time the second music room was left unlocked. A chilly wind comes from the open window. The curtain rattles and shudders, hitting the window as the wind blows against it. And the magnificent grand piano sits there, enshrined right in the middle of the classroom. But as expected, there's no one here. Oh, come on!
これが
The partner that was out of my league, who always accompanied my guitar. Just a moment ago, as usual, he was playing with a sound that was casual, profound, elegant, and stubborn. Today was a total disaster. Being insulted by Matsukawa from the music program for no reason. He is so salty about all this. The search for the owner of the second music room, going back to square one, and then getting in a pointless argument with the neighboring student. What? Just use her name. Why do you keep calling her neighboring student? And wasting my chance at almost having caught the owner of the second music room through my own blunder.
いける
But at the end of that blunder, right at the end of it all, I'd grabbed that
今
fine
度こそ会え
thread.
る会ってみせる
The silence had continued for the past several days, but then this music in the second music room was played. And thus, I'd been given another chance. He wasn't one of the 7 mysteries of the school, the ghost of a pianist. He was just a complacent human being who was wary and securely locked the door during practice time. Yet, he forgot to lock the door and window when heading home. Who could it be? White Album 2 Introductory Chapter. It's been a day since I barely missed the owner of the second music room. As I predicted, he started practicing since yesterday.
隣に行ってくる俺の身に何かあったらフォロー頼むな
そりゃいいけどさ。
じゃあ
なあ、春樹。隣に行く前にもう一度自分の格好を見つめ直す気はないか
Maybe we're super sweaty again.
それを言うなよ。せっかく決心が固まったところだったのに。
Thanks to Takeya uttering that one comment, my eyes fell upon the unsightly appearance around my waist. What's around your waist? The tug-of-war rope I'd snatched from the gym storage room tied to my torso was dazzling. What? What? Wow, jeez. One end of the rope was anchored to a pillar in the classroom. Perfect. We're gonna Spider-Man down the wall? Is that the plan? Though, when I first checked its length, it matched the building's height, so it wouldn't work out as a lifeline.
痛いぞ。今のお前。
やっぱ、そう見える。
開けてくれないってんなら出待ちすりゃいいじゃん。なんでわざわざ窓伝いに？
Thank you, Takeya. Why don't you just wait outside the door like a normal person, rather than Spider-Manning?
そんな当たり前のアプローチじゃ、首を縦に振ってくれそうになくてな。
What? Is someone more likely to accept your request and you crash through the window from the outside? After all, thinking about it, this person doesn't even want people to see him when he's practicing alone. From that, I'm almost certain he's someone hard to bully. At the very least, it's clear that he's an oddball who's willing to play with me. There's no doubt about that. I have dim prospects for directly approaching such a person. I must make as much of an impact as possible to catch his interest, or this isn't going to work out. Okay. This is such a harebrained plan.
それに、若いうちのバカは買ってでもしろって言うだろ？
I don't think that's what they mean when they say that, Haruki.
そりゃ言うけどさ。
言わねえよ。日本人のくせに日本語の使い方間違えるな。
お前、嫌なやつだな。
それじゃあ、今度こそ行ってくる。ロープ見ててな。
Oh, jeez.
気をつけろよ。こんなことで怪我したら本気でバカバカしいからな。
What if someone sees him? I mean, what if someone's outside the school just looking at the wall of the school? I don't know. It just seems like a really dumb idea. With Takeya's warm encouragement from behind, I could take a step outside the window frame. I really hope it shows this, like a frame of this. 2 meters between here and the second music room's window, so about 6 feet. That's not that bad, but how far is the music room from above the ground? For starters, I should move along the rain gutter between classrooms, and then jump to the new footing at the other classroom. I'd checked that both distance and strength were fine plenty of times. If I have the reflexes of an average man, I should have some leeway. If I don't, then my lifeline should keep me in check, at least. Still, that became nothing more than wishful thinking once I actually looked down from the 3rd floor. This is higher than I thought. The wall's hard. Well, come on. And rough at that. Even if I have a lifeline, should I lose my grip? It's supposed to be lose. We found a typo. I lose my grip. My body would smash into the wall. Bringing back my fighting spirit to forget the fear in my heart, I close my eyes and grab the rain gutter. This is so dumb. Then, after realizing it's too reckless to do this with no sight, my eyes spring wide open.
よし。
Hold onto the rain gutter and move my feet along. It looks like my first step was a success. Baby steps, Haruki, we can do this. As soon as I put my entire weight on the rain gutter, I hear a disturbing creaking sound. I do my best to ignore it, control my breath, and reach for the window of the next classroom. Since the window happens to be open like always, my left hand is somehow able to grab hold of the window frame.
もうちょい。
My left hand latches onto the window frame, and even my left foot gets in. Watch as the pianist pushes us out the window. All that's left is to kick hard with my right leg from the rain gutter and slip into the rim like that. Smooth criminal. Just you wait, owner of the second music room. Making sure of my final destination, I peep into the window, the grand piano in the middle of the classroom, clearly visible. Though there was no one in there yesterday, and it's really obvious to say this, he's sitting there now, playing wholeheartedly with his fingers on the piano. No, there's nothing obvious about it, actually. It isn't him. I can only see him from behind. Black, glossy hair dances across the student's back. The build is smaller than I had expected. It isn't just the fingers, it's as if the entire body is vividly putting itself into playing the piano. Sensitive, with a small face, and most importantly, the paleness of the face from the side. Why is that the most important? However, wiping away all those minor details, what absolutely enthralls me is that that strong melody ringing in my ears. It's her. I'd decided that it was a guy at some point, but now I realize that I had no basis in doing so. Not to mention, this girl is...
そんなバカな
Who is it gonna be?
こらそこ何をやっとるか
Okay, I figured this was coming. Oh no. They're gonna fall out the window. Just as I was about to take a step forward and check her face.
Haruki!
The school staff had finally noticed what I was doing, and breaking the rules was the least of my worries. Oh no.
誰かまた持ってこい
And just when I thought this mission was a
嘘
failure,
だろ
my lifeline hadn't been of use yet. The moment my feet slipped, my arms desperately reached out and managed to grab the bottom of the window frame. So all that was left was to pull myself up, elevate my body as much as I could, and magnificently jump into the classroom. Easy peasy.
嘘だろ
I'm sure I could do that if I was grabbing onto an iron rod. Only my fingers are hanging onto the window frame, so I can't focus the power in my arms. It's called triceps. And most importantly, right now, I am completely baffled.
お前だったのか
I can't hear anything, not even Takeya calling out to me, or the riot below me. Because, just on the verge of falling, I've found out who she is.
あのピアノお前だったのかトーマ
Nah, I knew it. Of course, like, it was obvious. I shouldn't be proud of myself, it was very obvious. Oh, but I still am. The owner of the second music room is none other than my neighboring student.
北原何やってんのよこのバカ
Toma Kazusa of Class 3E, the neighboring student in my class. I want to say it was a big twist, but it really wasn't. I'm glad it's her though. I'm excited to get to know her more. Oh yeah, we in trouble. We gonna
Toma.
get grounded.
トーマおい悪いけどちょっと起きてくれ
Where are we?
ああごめんトーマカズサだよな始業式からずっと登校してなかったよな体調の方大丈夫か
Oh, this is a flashback to us being super freaking nosy, huh?
は
トーマが休んでる間な授業の方はあんま進んでないけど連絡事項だけはやたらと多くてさ全教科の教科書学生書諸手続きの申請書類上から提出期限の近い順になってるからそれとこれ学割の申請書も念のため取っておいた言わず帳だから 電車通学だよな。
That's just creepy.
で、一番忘れちゃいけないのがこっち。保護者懇談会のプリント。いきなり来週から始まるから、今日中に保護者に渡しといてくれ。
Like, he started out with good intentions, like, here, have these forms that you missed. And then he was like, hey, I know what station you come to school with. Make sure you give this to your parents. Like, come on,
保
come
護
on.
者。
本当は家に直接届ければよかったんだけど、俺の方もいろいろあって悪かった。
Unless you're the class rep, and students in Japan will do this, the class reps will stop by someone's house and drop off forms. The teachers will ask them to, but we're not. So it's just kind of creepy and being a busybody for Haruki to be pushing this much.
ここまでで何か質問あるか？わかる範囲で答えるけど。
It's just weird. That I'm just the player. This isn't even directed at me, and I feel super uncomfortable with it. If a guy was saying this kind of thing to me if I was in school, no, that's creepy. I would never talk to him again. I would tell the teacher about what's going on just so they have a record of it. I know he's just trying to be a nice guy, but it's too much. It's weird. It's coming off as like obsessed and stalkerish. Like, why is he putting so much thought into this girl? Shaking head, no.
そっか、よかった。じゃあ、次は書類の書き方説明するな。まずこっちのジャージの購入申込書だけど。
Oh, jeez.
どうした？
うざい。うざい。
よく言われるけど、これは必要なことなんだ。俺がうざいなら、一回で覚えた方がお得だと思うぞ。
Oh my god, he just keeps going. Like, good on this girl for not just like nodding along and being like, yeah, okay. You know, she told him straight up, you're being annoying. And rather than be like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, here's the forms, he doubles down on it and tells her, well, better memorize it the first time so I don't have to repeat it. That's so bad. No wonder she hates you.
ああ、
Not even hates you.
初対面だったな。俺、北原春樹。一応、E組の前期クラス委員。
Okay, so he is the class rep. I will give him a little more slack. Because in the second semester, I'm assuming where we are now, he's not the class rep. I think. I'm pretty sure he's not. So, alright. I can understand a little more, but he's still too pushy.
名前なんか聞いてない。
I love this girl. I love it.
さっきから、誰だお前って顔してたから。やっぱり、まだ体調悪いのか？保健室行くか？つきそうけど。
Oh my god, take a hint.
触るな。
いや、まだどこも触ってない。
Yet.
わかった。後にする。ああ、そうだ。なんならこれ、放課後、家まで届けに。
触るな！
お。
Did she push him? Did she hit him? Because if that's the case, that was not cool. Just because someone's annoying you doesn't mean you can put hands. But to begin with, what Toma said didn't literally mean, don't touch me. I soon realized the line she'd always tried to say was, don't come near me. Don't get involved with me.
って聞いてるのか、北原？
This looks like homeroom teacher and coach.
What?
I was so bored. Rather, I was blaming myself so much that I'd unconsciously escaped to the past. Well, the memories I escaped to weren't really all that beautiful either.
なあ、どうしてあんなことをしたんだ？下手したら怪我で済まないってことくらい、お前にわからないはずがないよな。
Yeah, you think?
あ、それは、すいません。気が触れてました。
いや、そんな風に開き直られてもな。
It's been a day since that mess. despite the fact that I was scolded right on the spot, it had become so much of a problem that the homeroom teacher also lectured me the next morning. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get expelled trying to, what do you even call it, belay from one floor to another? That's ridiculous.
らしくないな、北原。いつものお前なら止める方だろ。
Yeah, really.
後期になってクラス委員辞めたら責任も放棄か。
I mean, do you have students that would normally do that? Okay, alright. We're not class representative this term. That makes me wonder why, actually. I wonder why we're not. I know we have a lot of responsibilities, but...
いや、そんなことは。すいません。
Yeah.
どうせトーマにそそのかされでもしたんだろう。
No.
北原が自分からあんなバカをしでかすはずがない。
No. Don't blame Toma. Also, is this guy the guidance counselor? Because he really looks like a coach. Why is the guidance counselor wearing Under Armour?
は？言ってる意味がわかりません。どうしてトーマのせいになるんです？
Because everybody blames her for everything because she's different. Oh, she's here. In fact, I don't even understand why Toma was dragged in here to be scolded as well.
音楽家を勝手に辞めたと思ったら普通科でも問題ばかり。トーマ、お前卒業する気あるのか？
Oh, she was in the music program.
え？
The music program? And she left on her own?
だいたい第二音楽室をトーマ一人に使わせることも私は反対だったんだ。
は？
親が有名なピアニストだか大口の寄付があるだかなんだか知らんが、そんな風に特別扱いするから図に乗るんですよ。
Ooh, okay. I gotta stop and break this down. So, her mom, apparently, because it says she, your mom's a famous pianist. That's, you know, obviously she plays the piano, she's in the music program, that's fine. But when we said the word guardian, she was like, huh, guardian? And it really got to her. My guess is that her mom, the famous pianist, didn't pay her any attention and just ignored her all her life, so she's used to not depending on anyone. That's my guess. We'll see.
そうなの？
諏訪先生、それ以上は。私からもトーマには注意しておきますから。
For some reason, the topic's moving away from my misdemeanor. No. With all these unexpected and unreasonable accusations being thrown all over the place, I don't even know when to cut in anymore. How about just cut in? Like, hey, it wasn't her. I'm mad. What did she do? She was playing the piano. We decided to do some crazy monkey Spider-Man stuff, and suddenly she's in trouble. That's dumb.
って何をトーマに注意するんです？そもそもなんでトーマまで俺と一緒に叱られるんです？言っておきますが、俺の命の恩人ですよ。
Good. Haruki, good. This is the first time I'm like, yeah, we said something right. Since I can't stop the conversation from going off topic, all I can do is bring up that cheap sense of justice of mine for now.
いや、それは。
As expected, of all their reactions, hers was the coldest.
北原、前々から注意してるのにまだわからないようだな。お前みたいな真面目なやつがトーマと関わるのはよせ。上への推薦を棒に振りたくないだろう。
That's not nice. This is awful. It's like the worst scene in the game so far. I'm so uncomfortable.
だから今は俺が怒られるべきであって、トーマは関係ないでしょ。
Yeah, it's true.
本当に関係ないのか？トーマにそう言わされてるだけじゃないのか？
なんとか言ってくれよ、トーマ。
It's like that meme. Hey babe, my parents aren't home. I don't know how the rest of the meme. I don't know how the rest of the meme goes. Oh, shoot! I got it backwards. It's, hey babe, come over, and he's like, I can't. The door is locked. And she's like, my parents aren't home. And then we start belaying to the other classroom. The joke was way funnier before I messed it up, I promise.
トーマ
Oh, at least I made myself laugh. Sometimes, that's all you can do.
も
There's a half pant leg
う
man
疲れ
again.
た
I used up all my energy before classes even started. I'm confident that I will be sleeping through first period. Still though, the attitude those teachers had, what was that? Just thinking about it makes me sick. Ah, probably since it's someone else's problem. No, because it is someone else's problem. That's why.
納得いかない。なんで私はこんな目に。
Yeah, honestly, I'd be pretty peeved as well.
今言うなよさっき言えよ
Yeah, but you don't say that stuff to your superiors. I mean, you should. You should stand up for yourself. But especially in like a Japanese hierarchy, of course she's not gonna say something. It's too late to be regretting it now.
教師なんかに何言ったって無駄。大人が分かってくれるわけない。
She seems to really hate adults. I'm really thinking my
そ
theory
の
is
昭和時代
correct.
の不良みたいなレトロな態度はどうかと思うけどな
うるさい。
あ
何？
I have so many things I want to ask her, but
災難だったな悪い俺のせいで
100% 北原のバカのせい。
somehow, from Toma's expression right now, it seems as if she wouldn't mind even if we decided to forget all about what just happened.
でもまあ日々の生活態度の賜物だなトーマも俺みたいに先生方の信頼を勝ち取ればこうして意味もなくかばってくれるかもよ
あんたみたいに上にへつらいつつ、平穏でつまらない人生を歩むのはお断り。
I mean, yeah, that's a
俺の人
pretty
生の
accurate
目標は
description of us.
平均寿命より長く生きることでさ
What a boring guy.
本当につまんないやつ。まさしく典型的な委員長タイプ。
前期委員長だからな
あんたね、前から言おうと思ってたんだけど。
Toma's white, thin finger points straight at me to condemn my words. And then, seeing someone running down the hallway towards us, she unnaturally brings her finger down.
北原くん
Oh, an interruption at the perfect time. Except I really wanted to hear what shade she was about to throw. Because it's probably very true and very accurate. Okay. I think that's a good stopping point. I wish it wasn't a stopping point because I wish she would have finished her sentence, but she's not going to, so I will leave it here for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and save so I don't forget. Alright. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Take care.